Hey, it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Saturday. And Saturdays here on this channel are weight loss, weigh-in, and meeting topic du jour. I am a meetings attender. Attendee. I attend Saturday morning workshops in Turnersville, New Jersey with the lovely Marianne. I am one of the few people here on YouTube that does WW that actually attends meetings. It's what I've been told, which I never really realized, but I guess I am. I am proud. I love my meetings. I do. And I love going, and the people there are fantastic. The leader is fantastic. It just makes my week going there. So after holiday, D, how did you do? Well, I did really good this week on plan. I had a really good Thanksgiving. I might have had a little bit of an encounter with some pecans. Yeah, I'm not going to say how many I ate because I did track them. There's 32 points of pecans. Let's just say it out there. I had 32 points of pecans. But I am happy to report that I still had weeklies at the end of the week. Not many. Few single digits perhaps, but I still have weeklies. So with that being said, having an attack of weeklies and having absolutely what I wanted, I had my cup of stuffing, I had my turkey, my 0 point cranberry sauce. I didn't make my green beans because I couldn't find green beans, so I made asparagus, like, you know how you do, like I did with the green beans. I just used asparagus. I think Steve said it was better than the green beans, so we may be making asparagus from here on out. I had that. I did have a mouthful of the sweet potato casserole that I make for the boys. Actually, this actually wasn't that bad because I used monk fruit. I was all out of regular sugar, and I thought, I have all this monk fruit. Let's just use the monk fruit. So other than the pecans, I used light butter. It probably wasn't that bad in points now that I think about it. And nobody was the wiser because I didn't tell them. Don't tell people. I'm telling you, just make the changes. Nobody knows it. My boys didn't know, and they would swear that they could tell. Apparently they couldn't. They scarfed it down. So with all that being said, I did have 2 pieces of pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. The crustless pumpkin pie, I think it added up to 1 point. And I'm going to sit here and tell you, I'm going to be totally honest. I had pumpkin pie last night. Yes, ma'am. Night before weigh-in, I had a piece of pie. And I was exactly the same this morning. That is huge. Absolutely huge. That. Again, I thought I'd maybe be up a little bit. I knew I wouldn't be up a lot because I didn't eat that much. Honestly, I didn't. I know when I eat a lot. You kind of know. You know, and I was just really good. I was mindful. I wasn't sick on Thursday. I had a really good Thanksgiving. I ate my cup of stuffing because I planned for it. And I used my weeklies. Use your weekly points. It was a win for me. I am so excited. Like I said, we're coasting through the next 6 weeks. Again, I'm not looking to lose. I'm never looking to lose. I'm looking just to maintain, but I want to get these 10 pounds off to get back to goal. I'm not one of those people that wants to be under goal. No, I just want to be at goal or in the general vicinity of goal. Like maybe 2 pounds under goal. That's it. Yeah, I'm not one of those crazy people that need to be 10 pounds under goal. What's the point? What am I trying to prove? Nothing. So the weekly recipe is, for this week for us, pumpkin swirl cheesecake. And my Peter said it looked absolutely delicious. So there it is. There is the QR code to find it in the app. All these come from the WW app, if you didn't know that. It's 8 to 9 points per slice. See? Where are my naysayers out there that Weight Watchers use it sugar-free, fat-free? No, they don't. We do. I admit it. I do. I'm not lying about that. I do use sugar-free, fat-free on some things. But Weight Watchers, the company, does not. Because I'm not paying 8, 9 points for a slice of cheesecake. I'm going to lighten that bad boy up. What is in there? Regular sugar. Half and half. Not light half and half, not fat-free half and half, but regular half and half. Well, they do have low-fat cottage cheese, cream cheese, which is shocking. Oh, and regular, they have both. They mix it, which is a good thing. So that and chocolate wafers, that's where your points are coming from. So again, Weight Watchers does not promote sugar-free and fat-free, just the yogurt. Other than that, and there's nothing wrong with fat-free yogurt. There's nothing, repeat after me, there's nothing wrong with fat-free yogurt. There are studies that show that taking the fat out of dairy isn't that traumatic. I mean, granted, I will say, and I will put this out there, that sometimes they add stuff for flavor. So it depends on the brand that you buy, quite honestly. Unless you're scarfing down a lot of it, which I'm not. Now, maybe you are. I'm not judging. But maybe, if you're having a lot of fat-free yogurt, again, stick to serving sizes. Don't have fat-free yogurt 3 times a day. I use it more I'm lucky if I have all day, a cup, all day, between my, my overnight oats and maybe if I put a tablespoon in dressing or something. And sometimes it's just the oatmeal. But yeah, I don't, but it sounds really good though. Doesn't it look good? Yeah, we could definitely lower the points in that if we choose to. But then again, when you compare this to the Cheesecake Factory, that their cheesecakes are like 70, 80 points. So this actually is a pretty good deal for a piece of cheesecake. And look at that. That's a nice sized piece of cheesecake. It's 166 calories for a piece of cheesecake. I mean, there's nothing. 8 grams of total fat, 4 grams of saturated fat, 231 milligrams of sodium, 20 grams of total carbs, 17 grams of sugar. There's where all the points are. 1 gram of fiber and 6 grams of protein. So definitely, yes. I'm one of those people that, I'm not a Weight Watchers ambassador. I don't work for them, but I also don't blame them for things. Like again, they don't promote sugar-free and fat-free. They don't. We do. Maybe some coaches do, but the company does not. So I'm putting that out there to the masses. So we're the same. We had a great week. We're happy with that. The holidays are coming up. I'm inviting you to come Monday night to the Zoom that I do on Zoom. I do a weight loss meeting Zoom. It's not like the lives. The lives are a little bit more relaxed. This is more structured. I have a really good topic to talk about getting through the next 6 weeks. So if you're struggling through parties and Christmas and all that, come to the live. I have a handout. We have a printable that's going to help you at least have a fighting chance, because you just have to try. If you don't try, then you don't know if you can do it. So I invite you to come to that live. And everything is in the Facebook group, Dish with D's Crew. So if you're not a member of my Facebook group, you need to. And if you're not a person that's on Facebook, message me and we will give you the information that you need. All right. I've already talked 7 minutes and I don't even get to the topic yet. How to take charge of unhelpful thoughts. This is the All About Mindset month. That's what my coach said this morning. Is that what it's called? Let's go to the bottom. Finish the year strong. It's another monthly theme. It's all about mindset, which is important because mindset is key to a successful journey. If you have negative thoughts, I haven't read it yet. If you have negative thoughts, you're going to have a negative reaction. No matter how bad it is, we have to find the positives in everything. There's a silver lining somewhere. Like for me, like having those, me and the pecans, the silver lining was it was pecans. It wasn't like it was cakes. Imagine having like all that cake, or greasy fried chips or Doritos, cookies. It was nuts, which is a natural food. Yes, they're high in fat, I know. But there are worse things I could have binged on. So the positive was, it was like the one day I got upset because I binged on rice cakes. It was rice cake. It was a bag of rice cakes. If that was a bag of cookies, that was a bag of Doritos, we're talking, instead of talking 20 points, we're talking 120 points. So you have to look, you have to be sensible when we talk about our journeys and really think to yourself, it's not as bad. We kind of are hard on ourselves because it's easier to be hard on yourself than it is to be nice to yourself. That's a big one. So let's see what Beth Jane has to say. After setbacks, you can always control what pops into your mind. You can't always control what pops into your mind. Resist entering the chat and starting a new conversation. If we mess up, how many times are we why did you do that? You're such an idiot. And I think we would never say that if our friend called us up and said, hey, I don't know what happened, but I ate these bags of cookies. Now you'd be like, you know what? It's done. It's over. Don't, you can't, you would give them positive reinforcement. So why not give it to yourself? That's one of the many topics here is we have to treat ourselves like a friend because we are hard on ourselves. And when you give those into those negative thoughts, food binging happens because we just don't care. Because why should I try when I keep messing up? I might as well just eat. If I'm going to gain, I might as well at least eat and gain. And then you realize that you eat the wrong things and you gain way too more than you would have gained prior. Identify an unhelpful thought. Pay attention when your brain starts telling you something that could derail you. I ate all those holiday cookies. Now my week is ruined. Why even bother tracking? Because guess what? You bother tracking because you know what? You have weeklies. And I guarantee you didn't blow through all those weeklies with those cookies. So definitely, I tracked my nuts. I had, I think, 32 points of nuts. Just nuts. Just the pecans were 32 points on Thursday. I could have been like, that was before I ate dinner. That's when I was prepping the casserole. Maybe I shouldn't be left alone with nuts. But you know what? I could have said, Denise, why even worry about it? You ate all those nuts. What does it matter now? It definitely matters because I could have went worse than I already did. You have to bring it back in as soon as, shit like that's going to happen. That's blunt. It's going to happen. It's what you do after that is what counts because we're going to mess up. I'm going to be one of the few that tell you that. You're going to mess up. But I'm also going to say it's okay. It's normal. And you just need to recover. Look at me. I'm Lifetime. I'm here with a YouTube channel. I ate 32 points of nuts as I'm prepping dinner. Was that the smartest thing? Nope. But it happens. And you just have to be positive and rebound in a positive way. Say, you know what? I did it. I own it. Track it. And you have to move on. You can't dwell on that because, you know what? Is it going to mess up your week? If you keep with that, my leaders to call it stinking thinking, yes, it will ruin your week because you're going to sit there and be like, I'm not going to eat this because why not? I ate all those nuts. What does it matter now? Because it matters. Everything you eat matters. Even if you have that little off-kilter moment, you can still bring it back in. I wouldn't. Now, there are people out there who come from the school of thought if they do this error, they're going to run out and exercise it off. And that ain't my mentality. It's not because you can't, trade one bad habit for, and you can say exercise is a good habit, Dee. Not when you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Not when you're doing it because you want to burn that off and it's a negative thing. You're turning exercise from a positive into a negative. In my opinion. Again, you can think the way you want. I absolutely agree. Create some distance. Imagine your brain as a cartoon character and you're just relaying the script. My brain thinks that this week is a wash and I should just give up. Commit to act. Decide which action you'll take based on your goals, not what that single thought dictates. One little error does not ruin a whole week. And the more you're on plan and the more you make these little errors, and you're going to make them. See, a lot of people don't talk about that because I don't know. I think they think it's taboo to talk about, eating too much or I don't know about you, but my plan isn't perfect. I have times I eat. That to me is a normal journey when you just veer off a little bit because it's life and life comes up. And there was things, maybe you went to somebody's house and you had it all planned out, but there was something special that you didn't know about was there and you wanted it. You could sit there and say, no, I don't have enough points. I didn't plan for that. I'm not going to have it. You could, or you could be me and say, I'm going to have a little bit of that because you are celebrating. You're not in jail. You're not in prison. You're not sitting there saying, well, I lose my lot of points for the day. You're going to sit there and be poor pitiful. No, we don't want any poor pitifuls here. We have people that are on weight loss journeys and lifestyles. And yes, occasionally we go over a little bit. And guess what? It's okay. You get right back on that horse the next day and you go back to the plan that you created for yourself. And back to, as hard, I don't want to say you go balls to the wall, but you just go back to your plan, back to the way you normally eat. Thanksgiving is not a normal day. It is a holiday. So you eat holiday food. Friday is not a holiday. You could eat some holiday food, but you just have to be really, really diligent. Like I did have a little bit of stuffing yesterday. I didn't have nearly what I had. I maybe had a quarter cup. I could fit that in because my turkey is 0, my cranberry sauce are 0. So why not have that in there? You can, there's people that, oh, I only have holiday foods on holidays. True, but when you're talking a 0-point turkey and a 0-point cranberry sauce, that you have 23 points to use. So yes, if you know what the points are, you absolutely can have it. And yes, I'm having pumpkin pie every day this week. I don't have to quit. I'll make and track a low point dinner and tonight and lean on my weeklies. Lean on your weeklies. They are there for you to use. Do not treat them like they're the holy grail and they don't exist. I'm telling you from experience, use your weeklies. They don't create a plan with weekly points and tell you not to eat them. There are people out there that don't eat them, and you see what they eat, and you're just like, there's no way you ate all your, you know that. You know what points look like. You could sit there and look at somebody's food, and you know exactly what's in there because you've done it for so long. So you know they're not eating correctly. This is a lifestyle. If you want to eat low the rest of your life, I don't. Girls and boys, that ain't happening. I'm not going to be sitting there eating twigs the rest of my life. I'm going to be eating food. So yes, I definitely dip into those weeklies every day. Let's dive a little deeper. Ever try to quietly evict unhelpful thoughts from your brain? Yeah, it doesn't always work, especially during the holidays. Even more of these unwelcome guests might move in thanks to added stress, or when you say eat more than intended at an office party. What does work? Accepting them as merely as thoughts, not true statements. Then taking back some power by inviting in other action-oriented thoughts. Thoughts are not statements. Thoughts are thoughts. We make them statements. So that is why we have the lives here on Dish with D, to talk it out. Because sometimes, or posting in the group, sometimes saying it, you're like, God, that's right. It's not as detrimental as we like to think it is, or we make it to be. I think we look for excuses to be off plan. I think we do. Oh, it's Thanksgiving. I'm just going to celebrate all weekend. I'm not going to worry about it. And then I can come Monday, you're like, why did I do that? This approach is critical on a weight loss journey because what you think often drives what you do. So if thoughts of failure or quitting go unchecked, you could find yourself doing just that. But when you separate yourself from what your brain is saying, you have a space to consider the facts and alternatives. Like facts that setbacks and fresh starts are normal. Fresh starts are normal. Resetting is normal. Going off plan is normal occasionally. It is, and I've said that all through this whole thing, and they're just saying it right now because it is. You'll hear people that don't go off plan much, and that's daunting when you hear somebody say that, and you're like, should I be more? You have to be you. You don't have to be anybody else but you. That's why I keep saying your journey. You have to create your normal, your plan, because we all approach this a little bit differently. So you have to find what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Don't worry if the shift doesn't happen overnight. This is a type of mindfulness can feel hard and strange at first, and so many of our thoughts are automatic. Be patient and explore this technique at your own pace as you navigate what you can be a tricky time of year. And they're saying it right there. It is a tricky time of year. So finish 2022 stronger than ever. We're here for you. Again, I've been on this journey since 2016. So not that I'm an expert, because I'm not, but I'm an expert with myself. And I know what sets me off. I know what works, what doesn't. And you have to find the silver lining in everything. Like I said, I ate pecans. It could have been something worse than that. And that's the funny thing. Now I'm binging on pecans and rice cakes. Like, who am I? Used to be cookies, cakes, sweets, cheesecake. I mean, I could have 2-3 pieces of cheesecake at one time. Donuts. Who is this girl that binges on rice cakes and gets worried about it? Yeah. Look at the big picture. Again, it's hard because we work so hard. We don't want to have that little slip, because sometimes a little slip, we don't want to turn to a big fall, and it doesn't have to. It doesn't. Remember, that's why I feel like when you realize that there are slips in the journey, there are times where you just eat more than you planned. It's extremely normal. Like, I try to normalize a binge. I try to normalize eating something we didn't plan, because it is normal. Everybody overeats sometimes. And do we look at those people and say, oh my God, She overate. No, because it's pretty normal. But they bounce right back and they don't think anything of it. We feel guilty about it. Why'd I do that? Guilt is the worst thing to feed yourself. My leader always used to say that too. It is, because if you feel bad and feel sorry for yourself, you're just going to eat. I don't deserve this. I don't want this bad enough. I can't do this. I've been through Weight Watchers how many times? And if I didn't stick with it for this last plan, not this last plan, 2 plans ago, I wouldn't be sitting here. And how did I do that? Because I realized that things like this happen, setbacks happen. I don't let them, you know what? I gain. I mean, I've had weeks before I hit goal that I had many weeks that I gained in a row. Did I give up? No. Why? Because it's normal to have, things like that. And when I realized that, and I just kept plugging along, and it just all came together when I realized it is a journey. It is a lifestyle. It is little things. And, life doesn't always go perfect. I wish it did. I wish I could sit there and tell you, you'll lose every week. You just stick to the plan. Don't eat your weeklies. Don't eat in between meals. Don't snack. That's a diet. People who don't eat their weeklies, people that don't eat snacks are on a diet. And here's the secret. They're always going to be on that diet. They're always going to be fighting for those pounds for the rest of their lives. Do you want to be with them? Then go ahead and hit that diet mentality. But girls and boys, I don't. I just want to enjoy life. I want to enjoy the things. I'm going to a winery today. You know what? I'm going to go pick up a fruit bowl because I want to enjoy myself there. Because there is things you can have on plan. You just don't sit there and have your little thing of water and sit there and I'm on Weight Watchers. I can't eat. You can't eat. You just have to watch what you eat and prepare and think about it. But you can do it. And you have weeklies, and my weeklies reset today. So I have 28 going into today. I'm extremely stoked. So that's great. So I'm up on weeklies now. So even if I happen and I don't plan to have anything, like I said, I don't think it's going to be a bad day. I'm going to go for a fruit, and I think I'll be fine. But I always have the weeklies in my back pocket if I should need them, and leading on my 0-point foods. Like, find foods that have grilled chicken in them. Have things that are more vegetable forward than they are even starchy vegetables. Is that a better option than a pizza? Sure it is. So you just lean on the foods that we have as 0 points when you're in situations, if you can. I mean, not everything is perfect, but there is options out there. And we'll talk more about options and 0-point foods and in Wednesday Wisdom. So we'll have a lot to talk about that. If somebody asked me about that, so we'll talk a lot more about that. Oh, Wednesday Wisdom. I've talked way too long here, but these are I love these mindset topics because mindset is such a key part of this journey. Honestly, it's almost more important than what you eat, because if your mind isn't focused and isn't in the good zone, doesn't matter what you eat. You'll just, you have to find the silver lining in everything. And that's how you do it. That's the secret. So thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. If you thought it was too hard, I get that. You can definitely leave your comments down below. A girl can handle it. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button and still want to subscribe to me after this video, hit that subscribe button. Join us here at Dish with D. Honestly, I give you 100% realistic views here. I don't sugarcoat things. I don't tell you things that I want you to like me. I tell you things that I really think you need to hear. And they're truthful as I can be. I know a lot of people out there are not truthful. I'm not out here to get people to like me. I'm out here to help people. And I find a lot of this stuff is where it really is the core of it all. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, join us here at Dish with D. We are slaying our weight 1 pound at a time. If you know anybody that wants to deal with this, hit that share button, grab a link and share it on a Facebook group, on a Zoom, at your meeting. I have a lot of Weight Watcher attendees share my stuff at meetings. That's so fabulous. And people have shared my channel, and it's been absolutely fantastic. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing my little channel and my little journey. And it's been absolutely the best thing that's ever happened. So I am so stoked to have all you here. Thank you for watching. We will dish another day, my lovelies. Peace out.